Good morning, children. In this class, we are focusing on the lesson History, Unit 3, Emergence of New Kingdoms in South India, later Cholas and Pandyas. Last class, we have learnt later Cholas. Who is the founder of later Chola? Vijayalaya. Last Chola, Adhiraja. Famous ruler, Rajaraja first, Rajendra Chola. Built the Prakadishwara temple, Gangekonda Cholapuram temple, Uttaramerur inscriptions, Kudavole system, society, irrigation system. These are the things learned in the later Cholas. Today in this class we will see about later Pandyas. The later Pandyas. Pandyas were one of the three ancient Tamil dynasties ruled that southern India since the 4th century. What are the three Tamil dynasties? Chera, Chola and Pandya. The Sangam age of Pandya. The capital of the early Pandyan kingdom was initially Korkai in Thoothukudi district and was later moved to Kudal, Navat, Madurai during the region of Nedunchelian first. Madurai was their capital, situated on the bank of river Vaigai. The Pandya kingdom extended from the Pudukkottai district to Kanyakumari in south, Achankovil river in Kerala. Madurai was a great center of culture. Poets and writers of Tamil language gathered and contributed to the development of Tamil classics. The Pandya had re-established their strong position in South Tamil Nadu by the end of 6th century continued until the 16th century. Pandya ruled 6th to 16th century. Revival of Pandya kingdom. Kadungan recovered Pandya territory from the Kalabras towards the close of 6th century. Who recovered the Pandya territory from Kalabras? Kadungan. King Kadungan. He was succeeded by two others, Arikesari Maravarman, Jattila Prakananda Nedunchadayan. Who ascended the throne in the year, that means captured the throne in the year 642. He was a contemporary, means the same period, ruled in same period, Pallava king Mahendravarma first and Narasimhavarma first. Arikesari Maravarman, contemporary of Mahendravarma first and Narasimhavarma first, ruled in the same period. Inscriptions and copper plates praise the victory over his counterpart Chera, Chola, Pallavas and Chingalas. Arikesari Maravarman is identified with Kun Pandyan, that means the persecutor of Jains, harm behavior against the Jain people. So that the Arikesari Maravarman is called Kun Pandyan. After Arikesari, the greatest of the dynasty was Jattila Prakananda Nedunchadayan, Varaguna first. The donor of Velvikudi plates. Who is the donor of Velvikudi plates? Varaguna first. Nedunchadayan expanded the Pandya territory to include Tanjavur, Tiruchirappalli, Chellam, Coimbatore district. Nedunchadayan's successors Sri Mara, Sri Vallabha and Varaguna II. Nedunchadayan's successors Sri Mara, Sri Vallabha, Varaguna II were successfully defeated the Pallavas. Later they would not face the rising Chola dynasty under Parantaka first. Parantaka first defeated the Pandya king Raja Simha. Thus ended the Pandya rule revived by Kadungan. Kadungan recovered the Pandya territory. The famous Pandya ruler Arikesari Maravarman and Varaguna first. Other name Jattila Prakananda Nedunchadayan, the donor of Velvikudi plates. Nedunchadayan's successors Sri Mara, Sri Vallabha and Varaguna second. Both are successively defeated Pallavas, but they are not defeated by Cholas. The later Cholas, rising Chola dynasty under Paragananda first. Parandanga first defeated the Pandya king Narasimha. Parandanga Chola Parandanga defeated the Pandya king Narasimha second. Okay, so that the end of Pandya rule revived by Kadungan. Rise of the later Pandyas. The Chola viceroyalty became weak in Pandya country after the death of Adiraja. Adiraja is the later Pandya Chola's last king. The Pandya kingdom would emerge as the only leading Tamil dynasty in the 13th century. Madurai continued to be their capital. Now Koyal was their great port in Thoothukudi district. Marco Polo, a famous traveler from Venice, visited Koyal twice in the year 1288 and 1293. He tells us that this port town was full of ships from Arabia and China with business activities. Sadayavarman Sundara Pandian. The second Pandya king was Sadayavarman Sundara Pandian. He brought entire Tamil Nadu under his rule, which extended up to Nellore in Andhra. The Chera ruler, the chief of Malanadu, accepted his feudatory position and paid tribute to Sundara Pandian. In a war at Kannanur, Sundara Pandian defeated Someswara. Sundara Pandian succeeded in establishing his authority over the Kudalur, Kanchipuram in northern Tamil Nadu, Arcot, Salem and western region. There were 2 or 3 co-regents who ruled simultaneously along the Sundara Pandian, Vikrama Pandian and Veera Pandian. Vikrama Pandian and Veera Pandian, Sundara Pandian. These are the 3 co-regents ruled simultaneously. But after the Sundara Pandian, Maravarman Kulasegaran ruled successfully for the period of 40 years. Maravarman Kulasegaran ruled successfully period of 40 years, giving the country peace and prosperity. He had 2 sons. Maravarman Kulasegaran have 2 sons, Veera Pandian and Sundara Pandian. Okay, but the Kulasegaran appoint the Veera Pandian as a king, so that the Sundara Pandian provoked against Maravarman Kulasegaran, who killed his father Maravarman Kulasegaran. Who killed the father Maravarman Kulasegaran? Sundara Pandian. In the civil war, Veera Pandian won and established the kingdom. The defeated Sundara Pandian fell to Delhi and took refuge under the protection of Alauddin Khilji. This provided the opening for the invasion of Malik Kafur. Okay, next let us see polity and society. State. Pandya kings preferred Madurai as their capital. Madurai has been popularly known as Kudal. The king were traditionally known as Kudal Kon, Kudal Nagar Kavalan. The Pandyas derived military advantage over their neighbors by means of their horses. They imported this horse through Arabs. Okay, the actual land owning groups are described as the Bhumiputirar, otherwise called as Bellalar. Okay, Brahmin settlement called Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam with irrigation facilities. Brahmin settlements called Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam with irrigation facilities. The actual land owning groups are described as the Bhumiputirar, otherwise called Bellalar. Historically, they were local and hence they were referred to as Nattu Makkal. The Vellalar people are also called Nattu Makkal. The communal assembly of this group is Chittirameli Periyanattar. Chittirameli Periyanattar. Royal officials. Let us start. Royal officials. The Prime Minister was Uttara Mantri. Prime Minister was Uttara Mantri. The historical personalities like Manikya Vasagar, Kulachiriyar, Maran Kari. The historical personalities like Manikya Vasagar, Kulachiriyar and Maran Kari worked as ministers. The Royal Secretariat was known as Eluthu Mandabam. The most respected officials were Maran Einan, Sathan Kanapthi, Yenadi Sathan, Thirathiran, Murthy Einan and others. The titles of military commanders were Pallivelan, Parandangan Pallivelan, Maran Adithan, Tennavan Tamilvel. These are the titles given by military commanders. Okay. Let us see administrative division. Let us see administrative divisions. Pandi Nadu, as in Chola state, consists of many provisions known as Valanadus. Valanadus were divided into many Nadus and Kurams. The administrative authorities of Nadus were the Nattas. Nadu and Kuram contain settlements. Next, let us start village administration. An inscription from Manur, Tirunelveli district, provides an account of village administration. It looked similar to Chola's local governance that included village assemblies and committees. Both and civil and military powers seem to have been same person. Let us see irrigation. The Pandya rulers created a number of irrigation sources. On either side of the rivers Vaigai and Tamirabarani, channels leading to the irrigation tanks were built. In southern Tamil Nadu, like the Cholas, Pandyas introduced the new irrigation technology. Irrigation works were done by loyal administrative bodies, that is local bodies. Repairs were mostly undertaken by local bodies. Sometimes traders also dug out tanks for irrigation. Let us see religion. Pandyas extended patronage to Vedic practices. Temples of both sects were patronized through the land grant, tax exemption and renovation. The great Saiva and Vaishnava saints combined contributed to the growth of Tamil literature and spiritual enlightenment. The period was marked by intense religious conflict. The Pandya kings of the period supported and promoted Tamil and Sanskrit. Let us see Pandya's temples. Mithila Pandyas and later Pandyas did not build any new temples but maintained the existing temples, enlarging them with the addition of gopuras and mandabas. The monolithic, that is the single stone mega size ornamented pillars are the unique features of the Mithila Pandya style. The sculptures of Shiva, Vishnu, Kottavai, Ganesha and Subramaniar are the best specimen in these temples. Pandya specially patronized the historic Meenakshi temple at Madurai. Let us see trade. Arab settlements on the west coast of South India from 7th century had led to the expansion of their trade connection to the east coast. In Koil, there was an agency established by an Arab king by name Malik ul Islam Jamaluddin. This agency facilitated availability of horses to Pandya kings. The 13th and 14th century horse trade became brisk. Those who were trading in horses were called Kudirai Chettis. The busiest port town under Pandyas were Koil Pattinam. In Thoothukudi, now at Thoothukudi district on the east coast, gold coins were in circulation as the trade was carried through the medium of gold. It was. Thank you, students. Finish the lesson 3, unit 3 history. Go through the textbook, learn well. Okay.